don't think you were followed. Come on, I have a plan. I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor embassy. I've been doing this a long time, remember? While the Thalmor have been looking for me, I've been watching them. The Thalmor ambassador, Elenwen, regularly throws parties where the rich and connected cozy up to the Thalmor. I can get you into one of those parties. Once you're inside the embassy, you can get away and find Elenwen's secret files. I have a contact inside the embassy. He's not up for this kind of high-risk mission, but he can help you. His name is Malborn. Wood Elf. Plenty of reason to hate the Thalmor. You can trust him. I'll get word for him to meet you in Solitude at the Winking Skeever. You know it? While you're doing that, I'll work on getting you an invitation to Elenwen's little party. Meet me at the Solitude stables after you've arranged things with Malborn. Any questions? Sounds good. Be careful. What? Something you're still confused about? What? Something you're still confused about?
Give me a mug.
I can take you to any of the... Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off. First time to Solitude? Beautiful old city. Capital of Skyrim, but I'm sure you already know.
There is no trust for Khajiit in this place.
If you've come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika. If not, just keep your nose clean while you're here. You'll end up like...
They can't hurt Uncle Roggvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Svar, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Traitor! You should tell her that her uncle is scum who betrayed his High King. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all hard fit in.
You betrayed us!
Roggvir, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrig. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Boo!
On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
used to bad rubbish, I suppose.
Argonian. Really? You're who she picked? I hope she knows what she's doing. Here's the deal. I can smuggle some equipment into the embassy for you. Don't plan on bringing anything else in with you. The Thalmor takes security very seriously. Give me what you can't live without, and I'll make sure to get it into the embassy. The rest is up to you. Okay, I'll get this inside the embassy for you. I've gotta go. I'll find you at the party. Don't worry. Your job is to get into the party without being fingered as a spy.
Have you heard? There's been another dragon attack. Kynesgrove this time.
What could it mean? Return of the Dragonborn? And who among us could possibly hold that honor and such power?
Have you given Malborn the gear you want to smuggle into the embassy? Good. I have your invitation to the party. But the only way you're going to get past the guards is if they really believe you're an invited guest. Which means you need to look the part and not be armed to the teeth. Here, put this on. When you're ready, I'll keep the rest of your gear safe until you get back. You'll only have what Malborn smuggled in for you, plus whatever you can pick up inside. I guess that will have to do. You should pass for a real guest, at least until you open your mouth. Ready to board the carriage to the embassy? Don't worry, it will all be waiting for you when you get back. Just make sure you get back out of there alive with the information we need. Good luck.
Fellow latecomer to Ellen's little soiree. And arriving by carriage, no less. I salute you, sir. My lateness is due more to getting lost
Welcome
on the way
to the
up this
Thalmor
godforsaken
Embassy.
mountain.
Your
Any
invitation,
desire to
please.
actually arrive late.
Thank you, sir. Go right in.
I prefer to arrive. Now then, here's my invitation. I don't have a poison dagger.
Welcome. I don't believe we've met. I am Elenwen, the Thalmor ambassador to Skyrim. And you are?
Soldiers all fighting in the war. There's nobody to hunt down the bandits.
Ah, yes. I remember your name from the guest list. Please, tell me more about yourself. What brings you to this... to Skyrim? What is it, Malborn?
It's just that we've run out of the Alto wine.
Most of them sleep
Do
together
I have your permission to uncork these?
Of course. I've told you before not to bother me with such trifles.
Yes, Madam Ambassador.
My apologies. We'll have to get better acquainted later. Please, enjoy yourself.
We've had the same troubles.
These are troubling times indeed.
Elenwen always throws quite a party. I never miss one if I can help it.
Have you found it difficult to...
What does a fellow need to...
What can I get for you? You made it in. Good. As soon as you distract the guards, I'll open this door and we can get you on your way. Let's hope we both live through this day. Here you go, sir. The finest Colovian brandy. Is there anything else I can get for you? Of course. Let me see if we have another bottle of that. I'll be waiting by the door for everyone to be distracted.
Oh, I hope they'll serve the roast venison with bittergreen sauce.
What does a fellow need to do to get a drink around here? Ah, the one generous soul amongst a gathering of pinch pennies and lick spittles. If there's anything I can ever do for you, do not hesitate to call upon me.
Living inside the walls of Windhelm. They're only allowed
Wonderful. I can begin to repay your generosity immediately. Say on, friend. Is that all? My friend, you've come to the right person. You could say that causing a scene is somewhat of a specialty of mine. Stand back and behold my handiwork.
The merchants of Skyrim. Let's hope that it ends soon for their sake.
Attention, everyone! Could I have your attention, please? I have an announcement to make.
Let's go, before anyone notices us. Let me do the talking.
I speak figuratively, of course. Nothing could be more unlikely than that someone would actually want her in their bed.
So far, so good. Let's hope nobody saw us slip out. We need to pass through the kitchen. Your gear is hidden in the larder. Just stay close and let me do any talking. Got it? Follow me.
I'll be a good boy now. Wouldn't want to offend our Thalmor.
Who comes, Malvern? You know I don't like strange smells in my kitchen.
A guest feeling ill. Leave the poor wretch be.
A guest? In the kitchens? You know this is against the rules.
Rules, is it, Savani? I didn't realize that eating moon sugar was permitted. Perhaps I should ask the ambassador.
Get out of here. I saw nothing.
Your gear is in that chest. I'll lock the door behind you. Don't screw this up. Come on. If someone misses me at the party, we're both dead.
Go, out, before I change my mind.
I need to lock the door behind you, or the patrols might notice something's wrong.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim walkthrough for wikigameguides.com and spacestopgames.com. And this is the Diplomatic Immunity quest, which up until this point has been mostly talking, and now there's going to be a little bit of fighting. And all of the fighting will be dealing with these Thalmor soldiers. Now the Thalmor, they're a little bit tougher than most enemies, and they use swords and bows and arrows and magic. And because of that, you'll want a lot of health potions, which is why I have over 40, close to 50 of them. Probably over 50, anyway. The ones that are really the most annoying are the wizards, because sometimes they'll summon Storm Atronachs or other beasts that kill you pretty quickly, so you will want to single them out and then kill the other warriors. Now of course, as I said, all of them can use magic, so that means you'll have to go straight for the pure wizard and then go after the guy who is using steel. By steel I mean sword and magic, because usually the ones who have swords and armor don't have as much magicka as the ones who use magic. And also, if you forgot to smuggle in any armor, then you can just pick up the elven armor. And having fast heal is pretty useful, especially now. And you can buy that from the mage at the Whiterun Dragon's Reach. You can buy it from the mage at Dragon's Reach. And of course, just look around in here as you normally would, read some books, see if there's anything you want. There really isn't anything too particularly useful, but you know what, it's still good to explore. And whenever you can, go straight out to Skyrim. I wouldn't go out that door, though. Also, when you're killing the Thalmor, you will want to search most of their bodies and pick up any keys that they drop, because they will be invaluable and getting through this without much difficulty. And there will be one point where you have to pick up the key, or else you have to go back through the house. So try to avoid that. And right there you can't get out because that's locked and you require a key, and there is no key anywhere. So you actually can't go back at all. So you have to get a key at some point. You'll see it though. And just, as I said, search everyone you kill for it. Now when you come outside here, this part's a little bit tricky. There's a lot of Thalmor. There's also a bunch to the left of you on the other side of the gates, but they can't get to you, so don't worry about them. Only worry to the ones to the right of you. And a mage should be right here along with a couple of archers and warriors. Just go straight after the mage, take him out, and then go after the different Thalmor people. You can try to sneak around here if you want to, but it really seems difficult to do that. I don't think it's practical to sneak here, and I don't think the game designers wanted you to sneak. I think they wanted you to run in here with your sword and get it all bloodied up. And I actually learned a little bit later through this that my electricity is starting to get, my shock spells are starting to get stronger, and they kill the Thalmor soldiers faster than my swords do. At least it seems like they kill them faster. Maybe it was just in my head. But I was using swords because I didn't think magic would be very useful against them. But magic, especially shock, is especially useful because it drains their magicka. Now inside this door, you will want to be, once again, a little bit more careful inside here. You might want to save, if you don't have autosave on, you might want to save here. Because there's a mage that summons a storm atronach that throws these very explosive bullets at you. And I actually died in this room. Of course I cut it out so you didn't have to see it, but I did die, and it was kind of annoying. But as you see, the second you step in, you get pelted, and you can run in, then run back out, and hope one of them follows you, and that way you can take care of maybe one at a time. But I just decided going through, waste my health potions, and go after this guy, this, I can barely see the name, Rulindil? Okay. That's an interesting name. And then kill this guy, who's actually pretty useless. Not much of a challenge. Search the soldier, and pick up anything you might want. Search the other ones, see if there's any keys. I think the mage that I killed had a key. Did he? Yes. Pick up the interrogation chamber key, and pick up the scrolls if you want. I, for one, have never really bothered with them, so I'm just gonna leave them. You could sell them. I probably should have picked them up to sell them, but oh well. And then come on over here, look inside this chest, and look up the notes for the dragon investigation, and also the dossiers if you want to read them. And they're a little bit interesting, actually. They have information on Ulfric's Stormcloak, and I believe the king, or whoever the general is. Kind of interesting to read. So here I just decided to keep the notes in. If you want to watch that, you can pause it and then go back and forth if you want to read it. I mean, nothing too important though. And like these notes, they just really add to the people who like knowing the story of things. And if you don't care about it, then you're not going to bother with it anyway. But once you come in here, there's going to be a few more enemies. And right from the beginning, there'll only be one enemy, and it's just a lone Thalmor guard. And that one you could probably sneak up on, but I forgot this one was here, so she saw me. And because of that, I just decided to kill her and use shock, because I thought, well, there's only one person, I should get my destruction up a little bit more, and much to my surprise, my shock actually killed her faster than my swords would have. and then pick up the dossier for Esbern. And as soon as you do that, 2 more Thalmor guards will come down, 2 more Thalmor soldiers, and they will have your informant or your inside guy. And unfortunately he died for me. I don't know what happens if he lives. I've never had him live. I'm not even sure he can live, but if he does live, then good for you. And also release this guy just because it makes you a good person. You can of course kill him if you want to, or you can leave him there, but I am a good person, so I'm going to release him.
Yeah, sure.
And as I'm releasing him, the Thalmor soldiers are talking to me over the staircase here, stairwell. And I need to go the correct direction to run into them. And it's just 2 soldiers, so it's not difficult whatsoever to kill them. And of course with my shock, I'm just shocking them little at a time because the shock does damage as it hits them. And it keeps doing damage after you shock them, so if you keep zapping them with shock, it just kind of wastes your magic. And once you do that, you'll want to search the soldier, pick up the... search one of the soldiers, pick up the key for the trap door, and then you can leave. And once you leave, there'll be a frost troll, and that thing's kind of annoying. If you have a follower, she'll be in there. Lydia Lydia was in there for me. And just stay up on top of the small cliff to kill the troll. Don't go down and fight it, or you'll probably die. And once you get out of that cave, which is a very, very short cave, then you will be done with the quest.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort.
What do you want?
You made it out alive, at least. Your gear's safe in my room, as promised. Did you learn anything useful? Really? That seems hard to believe. You're sure about that? Esbern? He's alive? I thought the Thalmor must have got him years ago. That crazy old man. Figures the Thalmor would be on his trail, though, if they were trying to find out what's going on with the dragons. You mean aside from wanting to kill every blade they can lay their hands on? Esbern was one of the Blade's archivists, back before the Thalmor smashed us during the Great War. He knew everything about the ancient dragon lore of the Blades. Obsessed with it, really. Nobody paid much attention back then. I guess he wasn't as crazy as we all thought. Ironic, right? The old enemies assumed that every calamity must be a plot by the other side. Even so, we've got to find Esbern before they do. He'll know how to stop the dragons, if anybody does. Do they know where he is? Riften, eh? Probably down in the Ratway, then. It's where I'd go. You'd better get to Riften. Talk to Brynjolf. He's well-connected. A good starting point, at least. Oh, and when you find Esbern, if you think I'm paranoid, you may have some trouble getting him to trust you. Just ask him where he was on the 30th of Frostfall. You'll know what it means.
drive out the storm cloaks and store what we own. Our blood and our steel we will take back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death we will drink and we'll sing.